let's just save it. Yeah? So he didn't only report the facts, he wrote, let's just save it. And he declared that he himself, as a person, not as a journalist, just as a person, as a citizen, he would be the first to chain himself to trees in this forest, you know, to stop these bulldozers coming in. And we decided to publish it on the front page, and we decided to ask people to sign a petition letter to Mr. President to stop this plan and change the route of this highway. And we very quickly realized, because we were just deciding, you know, like that to start this campaign, that we don't have enough photos to show the beauty of the thing that we want to protect. Yeah, so it was quite strange. So we just asked readers very quickly, do you have some photos? And eventually we got a lot of photos from them showing the beauty of the place, so we could easily convince people, that there is something on the issue. And we had another problem, that it was during summer, and we were thinking that the most important target group for this campaign are young people. But they are not reading newspapers, they are not reading anything probably during the summer because they are on vacations, And we just found that there is a huge rock music festival in Poland. It's called Woodstock, nomen. So we decided to talk with the organizers of Woodstock to allow us to go to the stage and just talk with these people. Yeah, so I don't know if it is journalism, we were just talking with them about the issue. We're just telling them a story, like I'm telling you now a story about Rozpuda, about all these rare species, about the plans to destroy it, and that we should do something. And there is a tent where you can just go and sign a petition. And you can also get a newspaper. We published a special newspaper just for them, and we were just giving it. And the guy was just staying them for several days to answer all the questions, to talk with people. We also had seminars about, nature preservation in Poland, about alternatives for such highways, that not only alternative routes, but also that you could use railway for a delivery of goods to Lithuania, and so on, because this is a strange thing, but we don't have a direct train between Warsaw and Vilnius, it's a completely, it's completely stupid thing, yeah? So why don't we do things like this, yeah? So that was the topic of meetings with these young people there, and this is, from my perspective, it is a journalism because he was informing them about a very important issue. However, he was not using a newspaper to do it. And we also went to streets and were giving this newspaper because we believe that the traditional newspaper readers is not enough. Yeah, we need to reach more people about this issue. And very quickly what we saw was that people started to organize themselves around the issue, and they started to organize marches in the cities to protest against it. And it was not done by us, We could say that we were maybe inspiring it, but inspiring in the way that we were just saying publicly that this topic is important for us. But they were doing it for themselves, without our interruption, and they started to go, for example, to the Polish presidential palace, and they were just huge demonstrations, thousands of people who were just protesting about it, yeah. And it was very funny because it was the time where we had twins ruling Poland, so president is on the right and the prime minister is on the left, and you just recognize it after the ring, because the president is married, yeah, so they started to fight with each other about this topic. So it's very funny because we broke the family ties, because the prime minister was for the highway, and the president, we just knew that the president is very interested in the natural things, yeah. So that's why we wrote a petition letter to president, yeah. That he started, to say publicly that maybe we should look for some other options, and so on and so on and so on. And in fact, this debate was not only about this particular place of Rozpuda. It started to be a debate about limits of modernization of Poland, because it's obvious that we want to live in a modern country, and it's obvious that we want to have highways like in Germany. It's obvious for everybody. But on the other hand, do we need to sacrifice our natural heritage just because we need these highways? And you know, even if we have a highway like this, you know, in this place, this is this route to Lithuania. Yeah. So even if we have a highway, you know, the number of these lorries will only get bigger, not smaller. Yeah. So you know, having a greater capacity will just make things worse in this place. In fact. Yeah, so this was the debate. So we were debating, and one day we just learned that they started. Yeah, and it was a complete, I would say, a strange action, because people from activists from Polish NGOs and our journalists just went to the forest. And they built a camp. And about 100 people were staying there for 6 weeks. It was quite cold, winter time. It was -20, and they were just staying there. It was a, you know, it was a complete, I would say, disaster from this point of view, you know, of what kind of commitment it needs to be a journalist there. And of course, our Adam was staying there all the time, and he was doing a live coverage from the forest. He was writing a blog, he was shooting videos, and he was taking pictures. And he was just showing that he is there and he is ready to chain himself to the trees as he promised. Yeah? And the river finally was saved by this, not by the decision of, not that the Polish Prime Minister, not that the Polish Prime Minister changed his mind, but the European Commission said that it should be blocked, you know, for a time. We need to check it. Yeah? So it was blocked, and it helped Polish people to rediscover the place as a tourist destination. So now we have a little problem with too many tourists there, but on the other hand, you know, people just started to know that there is such a nice place. Rozpuda became a sort of a pop culture icon. So you see, it's a cartoon. It's not published by us. It's just published by somebody else. It's a cartoon about a. It's called Liquidator. It's like a Terminator. Terminator at the Rozpuda River. So he's shooting all the bad guys. It's the comics about this. You know, it's a completely, you know, with a machine gun. You know. It's Bolshevik, yeah. And it also became, you know, the Rozpuda thing became an issue for elections. And it was very important for young people. And this guy lost elections because young people didn't vote for him. I'm not saying that he lost just because of Rozpuda. He had many more mistakes. But Rozpuda was an important factor. Rozpuda and migration were two most important factors for young people to decide of whom to vote. So finally we could say that 160,000 people signed a petition to the President of Poland. Of course, just one letter saved the river. But, you know, probably we couldn't have such a letter without the whole campaign, because of this campaign, Polish NGOs get involved. When Polish NGOs got involved, Western NGOs got involved, and Western NGOs have lobbyists that came to, you know, to European Commission and just solved the thing. This is how it works.